Welcome to the deep dive. Close your eyes for a moment and picture it. A brand new, gleaming luxury hotel. You've seen those stunning architectural renderings, right? The promises of effortless elegance. Every single detail perfectly curated. It's a lot like waiting for the latest must-have gadget, isn't it? The intoxicating promise of sleek design, cutting-edge technology, instant gratification. You just unbox it, plug it in, and it works. Or it's supposed to. But here's the fascinating twist, and where our sources really get interesting, much like that complex new appliance that promises to revolutionize your life, but then leaves you deciphering a cryptic user manual at 2 a.m., hotels are never quite as plug-and-play as they seem. So today, we're taking a deep dive into the meticulously gathered sources you've provided. We're pulling back the curtain on what really goes into launching one of these grand luxury properties. Our mission: to uncover the controlled chaos, the truly surprising hidden features, and the sheer human effort that makes these dazzling debuts possible. And with us to unpack all of this, as always, is our expert guide.
Yeah, it's great to be here. And what's truly fascinating looking through this material is that stark contrast. You have this beautiful, seamless vision we all hold, and then the chaotic, often unpredictable reality of actually opening the doors. The sources paint such a vivid picture. It's like a complex, almost improvisational ballet of logistics, staffing, and unforeseen problems all happening under the scrutinizing eyes of paying customers. We're going to explore this journey, really, through 4 key categories of challenge that kept coming up. First, where that perfect planning clashes with messy reality. Second, the absolutely critical people factor, what defines luxury service. Third, those inevitable operational hiccups, the teething issues that emerge in the crucial early months. And finally, how hotels navigate the demanding world of guest expectations when everything is still, finding its rhythm.
Okay, let's dive into that first one then. It looked great on paper syndrome. Where does that collision usually happen? How do those perfect plans just unravel once the doors actually open?
Well, it almost always starts at that meticulous planning phase.
Yeah.
You've got these visionary surface concepts, the stunning renderings, every detail mapped out on paper, looks perfect. But then, as the sources reveal time and again, reality almost inevitably kicks in. The execution rarely matches that pristine paper vision.
Right. So what kind of reality? Give us some examples.
Okay, think about supply chains. That's a constant headache. We found examples where furniture deliveries were delayed for weeks. So you have entire sections of a brand new hotel just empty or half finished. Not quite the grand opening looks.
Not ideal.
Not at all. Then there's the tech. Software integrations, which are the absolute backbone of modern hospitality, right? They often take like twice as long as promised. And inventory nightmares. Oh, the inventory. Imagine a meticulously curated wine list, a key feature, maybe only to find half its selections are missing due to some unexpected import problem. Or, even more frustrating, maybe slightly comical if it wasn't so stressful, a breakfast buffet planned with beautiful artisan croissants. And the supplier miscalculates, instead sends, and this is a quote, 100 gluten-free muffins instead.
That's a very different kind of morning vibe.
Exactly. And it gets even more granular, more technical. Systems that were supposedly fully tested during development, like the food and beverage point of sale system, the F&B POS.
Yeah, the tills, basically.
Right, the tech handling all restaurant and bar transactions. It might simply refuse to work properly on opening day. We saw these instances where staff were literally forced to resort to handwritten orders to the kitchen. Meanwhile, guests are sitting there growing visibly impatient. This isn't just a small inconvenience. It creates immediate friction and stress for everyone involved.
Wow. So when all that careful planning unravels like that, what does that actually mean for the team on the ground? They're the ones having to improvise and deal with these unexpected curveballs on the fly, right?
Yeah.
Are they just constantly adapting from day one?
Absolutely. They become the frontline improvisers. They're solving problems that weren't in any manual, not even close. And they're doing this all while trying desperately to maintain that facade of perfection for the guests. What's truly insightful here, I think, is that the real manual for a successful luxury opening isn't written down in advance. It's basically improvised daily by the staff. They're creating this uncaptured knowledge that's absolutely vital for future operations, but it's happening in the moment.
That's fascinating. So that ad hoc ingenuity.
Yeah, sometimes bordering on sheer heroic effort, honestly. That's a huge part of the hidden features behind what looks like a smooth opening. It's an immediate, intense test of resilience and ingenuity for everyone involved, from the general manager right down to the newest valet.
And that constant struggle to improvise, that points us directly to our next big challenge area, the people factor.
Mm-hmm.
Because ultimately, luxury service isn't just about the fancy building or the expensive sheets, is it? It's profoundly human. So how does this human element become both the most critical and the most challenging aspect during a new hotel launch?
That's it, exactly. You've hit the nail on the head. Luxury service isn't just about the crystal chandeliers and the high thread count sheets, though those help. It's fundamentally about people, the human interaction, the personal touch. That element is paramount. However, recruiting and training a team that not only possesses the necessary skills, but also truly embodies the hotel's unique ethos and can foster excellence right from day one, well, that's one of the most crucial and often, frankly, overlooked aspects of a successful opening.
Overlooked. That seems counterintuitive for luxury.
You'd think so, but the pressure to get the physical building ready often overshadows the equally complex task of building the human infrastructure. The real challenge then emerges in that initial operational chaos. The first few weeks are often described in the sources using terms like pure, unfiltered chaos. You literally have, quote, half the staff learning on the fly, the other half are hiding behind counters, pretending they know what they're doing.
Hiding behind counters. Oh, dear.
It paints a picture, doesn't it? The pressure is so immense that some employers actually resign very early on. They feel this isn't what they signed up for. And you can understand why. It's a high-stress environment where every tiny mistake feels amplified.
So you've got this internal maelstrom, this chaos behind the scenes. But guests are walking in expecting flawless, seamless service. That sounds like a recipe for serious burnout.
It absolutely is, and the sources highlight this. It places immense psychological and emotional pressure on the entire team. They're often operating on what the sources vividly call espresso fumes, smiling through the madness.
Wow.
They have to deliver that high-end, seamless experience, even when everything behind the scenes is, in constant flux or actively going wrong. The insight here isn't just about the need for adaptation, but the critical importance of managing the emotional labor of the staff. How do you translate that into a sustainable service model? Because without that support, that initial wave of enthusiasm can very quickly turn into disillusionment and high turnover rates. Smiling through the madness. That really paints a picture, doesn't it? It's such a stark reminder of the immense emotional labor involved.
Okay, so even with all that planning, however flawed and a stellar, albeit chaotic and potentially caffeinated team, there are still the inevitable teething issues. What kind of unexpected problems tend to pop up during this critical period? And what are some of the more, let's say, amusing or frustrating hidden features that only the staff might be privy to?
Oh, it's true. Even with rigorous testing and what seems like perfect preparation, there will inevitably be teething issues, always. These are basically the bugs that only reveal themselves when real guests start interacting with the new systems and the physical spaces in unpredictable ways.
Right, the real-world stress test.
Exactly. We're talking about basic things sometimes, like malfunctioning room keys that leave guests stranded outside their rooms. Annoying, right? Or kitchens that are still fine-tuning plating times, meaning your gourmet meal might take, well, a little longer than expected to reach your table. Patience is required. And then you get those truly delightful or maybe mortifying hidden features that just highlight the sheer absurdity of it all sometimes. Imagine this. The designated staff break room having to be turned into an impromptu linen storage because nobody could actually figure out where the real stockroom was located.
No way. Seriously.
Or, even more dramatically, we found mentions of automatic lobby doors that decided to lock themselves at random intervals, trapping a group of bewildered guests inside.
You are kidding me. That's a genuine nightmare scenario. How do you even begin to explain that to a guest who just wants to get to their room or, leave?
It's precisely the kind of thing that makes you want to simultaneously laugh and cry, I imagine. Pure panic for the staff, I'm sure. And of course, in our hyper-connected world, connectivity problems are always a potential pain point. The dreaded phrase, Wi-Fi is down again.
Ugh, the worst.
Absolutely. The sources consistently emphasize that a soft opening period, like a friends and family phase or a lower occupancy start, is essential. It allows the team to identify and resolve these issues in a more controlled, lower-stakes environment. It's a chance to work out the kinks. However, sometimes that luxury just isn't granted due to financial pressures or booking commitments. Hotels have to open straight into the full glare of public expectations, managing these surprises totally on the fly.
Right, and this raises such an important question. If guests are potentially walking into this kind of situation, maybe not trapped lobby doors, but certainly Wi-Fi issues or slow service, how do you possibly manage their sky-high expectations? Especially when the marketing department has been promising absolute perfection for months. It feels like you're just setting yourself up for failure.
Precisely. And that's the ultimate tightrope walk, isn't it? Guests arrive at these sparkling new luxury hotels with incredibly high expectations. These are heavily influenced by all the stunning marketing materials, the glowing press coverage, maybe influencer posts, those beautiful images online. They envision everything working perfectly right out of the box, like that gadget analogy you used. They're often completely unaware of the controlled chaos and the intricate logistical ballet happening just behind the curtain, so to speak. They are, in essence, as one source put it, watching the unboxing of the hotel in real time, flaws and all.
Okay, so that creates a clash.
A significant clash, often. Guests understandably demand immediate satisfaction and totally seamless service. They're paying top dollar, after all. But they might be doing this even if there are legitimate underlying operational issues causing a hiccup. We've seen examples in the sources, like a guest complaining quite forcefully about why their bathtub isn't filling fast enough. But the reason is ongoing water pressure optimization across the entire new building. Or that breakfast buffet missing items because, well, the supplier sent gluten-free muffins again.
Right, the muffin incident.
Exactly. The pressure to maintain the illusion of perfection isn't just about getting good TripAdvisor reviews, though that's part of it. It's often critical for securing future bookings, especially lucrative corporate accounts or big events. So sometimes achieving perceived perfection feels like an existential necessity, not just a nice-to-have service standard.
And what about the more nuanced guest inquiries, the ones that seem simple on the surface but can be incredibly complex to address in a live, still chaotic environment?
Absolutely. That's another layer. You get specific, sometimes quite challenging guest inquiries. Things like, is there a vegan option for this specific dish? When the kitchen team is already completely overwhelmed just getting basic orders out. Or why isn't my massage appointment showing up in the spa system? Which might be due to that tech integration issue we talked about earlier.
Right, the system that took twice as long.
Exactly. These questions place immense immediate pressure on the frontline staff. And this is really where true hospitality has to shine. It's not about achieving some mythical state of unattainable perfection because, frankly, that's impossible in a new opening. It's about the ability of the team to adapt quickly, to recover from the problem smoothly, and, crucially, to keep that illusion of effortlessness intact for the guest. It's all about handling the challenges with grace, with discretion, to ensure those vital, positive early reviews. Because those first impressions are so critical for a new hotel's reputation and its long-term success.
It sounds like an incredibly demanding high-wire act, constantly balancing that necessary illusion with the ongoing reality of troubleshooting and problem-solving behind the scenes.
It really is exhausting, I'd imagine.
So pulling this all together, with all these complex moving parts, the planning shortfalls, the staffing chaos, those unexpected operational hiccups, and these immense guest expectations, what does this all ultimately mean for success? The sources seem incredibly clear on one point. Expert guidance is absolutely crucial. Why is bringing in external expertise often so vital for navigating these challenging waters?
You've really hit on the core insight that comes through again and again here. Navigating the sheer complexity of a hotel opening requires so much more than just a grand vision or a big budget. It truly demands deep, practical expertise, a huge capacity for adaptability, and an incredibly keen eye for the operational details. Without that experience, it's a bit like trying to assemble, I don't know, a state-of-the-art home entertainment system without any instructions.
Yeah, you probably get sound, maybe picture, but it won't be right.
Exactly. You're likely going to struggle, miss crucial connections, and you definitely don't want to be trying to figure it all out alone when the guests are already arriving.
Okay, so how specifically does expert guidance help?
Well, they help in several key ways, according to the sources. They can help curate the right operational strategies right from day one based on experience, not just theory. This helps ensure those seamless guest experiences that are so vital for building reputation and long-term success. They are often instrumental in mitigating that "it looked great on paper" syndrome we discussed, helping to bridge the gap between the perfect plans and the often messy reality of execution.
Okay.
They can anticipate and help manage the people factor chaos, everything from refining recruitment processes to fostering team cohesion under pressure and maybe helping prevent some of that early burnout we talked about. And crucially, they are adept at identifying and resolving those inevitable operational hiccups during those critical first 90 days of teething problems. Often they spot them and fix them before guests even notice something was amiss.
That's fascinating. But I have to ask, Doesn't that meticulous internal planning process exist precisely to avoid these kinds of pitfalls in the first place? Where does that breakdown typically occur that makes external expertise so indispensable so often?
That's an excellent question. And the breakdown often occurs, I think, because internal teams, while potentially brilliant at conceptualizing the brand or the design, might simply lack the breadth of practical, hands-on experience across multiple complex openings in different contexts. Or sometimes they might just be too close to the project emotionally or operationally to spot their own blind
I
spots.
see. The forest for the trees kind of thing.
Exactly. External experts bring that diverse, battle-tested knowledge. They've seen almost every permutation of what can go wrong and, importantly, how to respond effectively. They provide an objective lens, a fresh pair of eyes that can identify systemic issues, not just the surface-level problems that are immediately obvious, and they can suggest solutions that are tried and tested, even if they seem counterintuitive at first glance to the internal team. They essentially help translate the chaos into actionable, manageable steps.
So they bring structure to the chaos.
In a way, yes. Or at least proven methods for navigating it. Ultimately, having the right partners in place, those consultants or specialists with deep experience in the messy unboxing of luxury properties, can really mean the difference. The difference between a bumpy, stressful, reputation-damaging start and a debut that feels not effortless, then at least triumphant and well-managed. Because as the sources emphatically state, and it's worth repeating, no hotel opening is ever truly effortless. And if anyone tries to tell you otherwise, they're either, well, lying, or they have quite simply never actually worked in hospitality during an opening phase.
That's a very strong statement, but what our sources clearly seem to back up based on what we've discussed. I wonder, though, is there ever a scenario, perhaps with a much smaller boutique property or an exceptionally experienced internal team, where it could come close to that effortless ideal? Or is the chaos truly universal across all luxury launches, just maybe varying in scale?
That's a fair point. The degree of chaos might certainly vary. A smaller property might indeed have fewer moving parts, fewer staff to coordinate, simpler systems perhaps. But then again, a smaller property might also have fewer resources, financial or human, to throw at unexpected problems when they inevitably arise. And even with the most seasoned internal teams, things change. New technologies emerge constantly, global supply chains shift unexpectedly, or sometimes just a single crucial piece of equipment fails at the worst possible moment. So I'd argue the presence of some level of unexpected challenge, some deviation from the plan, is pretty much universal. The key isn't really about eliminating chaos entirely, because you probably can't. It's about having the right systems, the right contingency plans, and crucially, the experienced people in place to manage it gracefully. It's about turning potential disasters into minor, quickly resolved blips on the radar that the guest never even sees.
What a deep dive. We've really pulled back the curtain on the hidden complexities of launching a luxury hotel today. From those "it looked great on paper" plans that inevitably fall short, to the pure, unfiltered chaos of the people factor, those unavoidable teething issues that pop up, and the immense pressure of managing those sky-high guest expectations, it really is a profound testament to the resilient problem-solving and adaptable leadership required just to get the doors open successfully. And ultimately, I think it reminds us that true hospitality, especially in these high-pressure moments, isn't about achieving some impossible standard of perfection. It's much more about the ability to adapt, to recover with grace, and to maintain that crucial illusion of effortlessness for the guest. And often that relies heavily on the critical support of experienced professionals who've navigated that controlled chaos many times before. So, here's a final thought for you. The next time you step into a stunning new luxury hotel, maybe you're basking in its seemingly effortless perfection. Take a moment to consider the unseen ballet of logistics happening behind the walls, the smiling team possibly running on those espresso fumes, and the sheer controlled chaos that truly defines its grand unboxing. What hidden features might be humming along just behind that flawless facade? And how does understanding this intricate dance of human effort, improvisation, and unexpected challenges perhaps deepen your appreciation for the complex art of hospitality? We hope you've enjoyed this deep dive.